I gave you everything, anything you wanted. It was never enough.
Hey, good afternoon or evening, everybody. RCP here, 86 Bullets again. We're going to do a little bit different this time. We're in the studio where they recorded their newest album, which we're going to talk about, Elephant in the Room. But first, talk a little bit about a couple of things real quickly. Since we talked last and things have changed, the biggest things that's changed for you guys is this gentleman right behind Steve and Chris here. I want to introduce Bill Massey to everybody. Bill is now the manager of 86 Bullets. Bill, very nice.
Thank you.
He also is a part of Ignite the Scene, which we have been talking about a lot lately. He is very involved in that. He believes in it, something that we believe in as well, and I know all these guys do, is pushing the entire scene, getting the scene out there, and showing everybody what we all know is out there for the music world. So Bill, welcome aboard. Anything very quickly you want to say? Introduce yourself a little bit.
First and foremost, man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of good music. I'm a fan of things that are done with real emotion and real feeling. One of the main things that attracted me to this band and these guys was the way they write and the things that they want to get out there. You know what I mean? Things that are very, 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 very important to a lot of people, not just themselves. That's kind of, you know, what really led me to say I'll do whatever I can for you guys.
Now, did you see him, I guess, first at M3?
First time I saw him was at M3. This one, in fact, have the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately it was like, wow, who are these guys? And that was the first, you know, anytime that, for me as a music fan, anytime that I have a reaction of, wow, who's that? You know what I mean? They're doing something right. They're perking it up. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just me. There was a lot of people that day at M3 that was like, wow, who's this? You know what I mean? So that was the first time I saw him. And then when the last EP came out, Begin Your Life, that song, that was what sealed it for me with this band. That song just reached out and grabbed me. It grabbed you, I'm sure it grabbed a lot of people. And that's the kind of, you know, when a band can create that kind of a force, you know, to pull somebody towards them, they're doing something right.
So how's everything going otherwise, guys? Eric, how's things going here?
Things are going great here. We're really busy.
Good.
Really busy. We got a great engineer here. He's been booking the calendar solid.
Yeah, I know when Chris and I were bouncing back and forth dates to do this, I threw around a date and he goes, no, studio's booked all day that day. And I was like, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
That's a perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, things are busy, and that's really good.
good. That's good.
Yeah, we had to wait till November to book even time to record our next batch of songs. So we're, you know,
Wow.
I wanted to get in October, but you know we were so booked. Josh was booked at the calendar, and you know we did as early as we could get in to do it, and
Right.
And it's Eric's studio, so you know, I mean it's good.
That's a good problem to
Yeah.
have. That's a very good problem to have.
We got scratched out
Yeah,
most
really-
tracks
really
down
is.
for it though, so, you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
working on it.
So 2 albums already, and we're already talking about a third in 1 year. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about, folks, when we talk about this band. Talk very quickly. This was the first album that they released this year, Agents of Absolution. Absolutely outstanding album. Getting ready to talk about their other album. The thing I'll say about this album is it gives you a good outlook on life lessons, I think. That's what kind of where and what they're about. You know, for their first album release, it gives you a lot of what they're about. We've talked about it already before. Our video is still out there on the last one. But if you go on 86bullets.com, check this one out. But what we're really here tonight to talk about is the new album, The Elephant in the Room. Obviously, again, a tie-in. And I guess for those who don't maybe remember, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about, you know, the whole tie-in of the elephant, again, really quickly, and then we'll get into the album a little bit more.
Yeah, it refers to Tyke, the elephant from an incident back in the early 90s where this circus elephant was shot, took 86 bullets to bring her down. She basically escaped from abuse and torment from her circus handlers, and you know she couldn't take it anymore. So she stands for she's a martyr, you know, and she basically was, there's a lot of things that tie into our theme, you know, stand up and fight as an example. We talked about the last interview. It's like, I never even thought of that, but there's that, you know, it's a perfect, you know, analogy. I mean, you have things like, you know, from the first out, like you said, everything kind of ties into that. And, you know, in the second EP, kind of goes into more of a dark side of life, because we look at everything yin and yang, man. It's like blood, light and black, and we have, you know, lightness, darkness, and, you know, we have all that here on earth, and that's what we explore.
I hear you say, and I guess I was talking a little bit before, I hear you say that this album is on the darker side. And I've read Axis preview of it and Shockwave's preview of it. And I listened to it now, I think, 5 times. To me, it's darker than Agents of Absolution, by far, okay? But I don't get that it's dark. I would say darker, but see, the one thing I'll say that I like about this album is it's the elephant in the room. And what's an elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is facing this head on and just saying this is how it is. It's not so much that it's dark, it's brutally honest, is how I look at a lot of this album more than as I listen to it, I'm like, it's not so much dark, it's that it's brutally honest. It's the elephant in the room that no one else wants to talk about. They will talk about. And that's how I took a lot. Yeah, there's some dark to it, yes, and like again, it's darker than Agents of Absolution, but I don't know to label it dark.
Well, that's
it's but again, music talks to everybody differently.
But that's the beauty of it, right? Is that everyone has a different interpretation, and it's funny because we did a couple interviews recently, and you know, I was sort of, well, you know, the song's about this or whatever, and then, you know, you had said the song's about that, and I actually went and reread the lyrics, and I'm like, damn, I was, you know, partially right, and I wrote like a lot of lyrics, and then Steve wrote, you know, the lyrics. You know, we combined a lot, and I even had forgot that. You know, I come up with this song, and I'm like, wait a minute, Steve just rewrote this and put a lot of stuff in there that, you know, and made it a lot better, obviously. You know, because that's really how the band operates. You know, it's sum is much bigger than all the parts. You know, everyone is so valuable to the band, and we, you know, that's what we thrive on, that chemistry. So.
Right, we talked about it before. Everybody,
sound.
you all, like I asked before, who writes, and you all write. You all say, wait a minute, no, let's put this into it, and that's what makes it even better, because it's not coming just from Steve, or not coming just from you. It's coming from each and every one of you. So it all gets portrayed in the music. So I really like it. Now let's get into, and I'm going to bounce around a little bit when we talk about the album a little bit, but let's get into Reason to Hate. Love the song. Obviously, Chaz Grimaldi. Am I saying that right?
Chaz
Yes.
Grimaldi.
I never was featured in bass on this. So talk a little bit about how that song came about, where your guys were when you recorded the song, and I'll let you go from there.
Yeah. Eric, do you want to take it? Well, Chaz was actually a friend of mine first. It's funny because I didn't even know him that long. He used to come out with Gyro, and I were playing in a band before '86, and he would come out and sit in with us. And I didn't really know him. Did you?
No.
We didn't really know him, and then, you know, our singer was friends with him, and he was like, "Oh, he plays in Grim Reaper." Like, really? You know, it's like, you know, you got this guy. He lives like 10 minutes from me, and he's totally under the radar.
Right.
But anyway,
He doesn't flown it at all.
No, he doesn't. No.
no, he's so humble. The
I
coolest
saw
thing.
him. I think I saw him the first time I ever saw him. He sat in with Core at Stables one night.
Oh.
He was out there for Core at Stables, and like again, he didn't put himself that he was out there. I think Jeff actually had to coax him into wanting to come up and play. He doesn't flaunt that he's out there. He doesn't, and it's really. But the song is so. First of all, it's got the guitar work in general in that song is absolutely incredible. But some of the lyrics, it's just, you know, anger and fear. But then he says, "I have every reason to hate you, but I want to love you." And I'm like, whoa, I didn't expect that at the end of that song.
He's stuck, isn't he?
Yes, I didn't expect that part at the end of the song. I'm like,
Somebody's got total control, and he just can't break free because he loves her too much.
right,
You know, and look at, you know, how much anger and hate and everything else, but at the end of the day, he still goes back to her.
right, and I'm like, wow, because like going through, and then that lyric at the end, I'm like, okay, did not even think we were ever going to even talk about that in this song.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be male to female, it can go the other way too.
Sure.
So the couple actually stays together.
Well, in a different aspect.
Well,
my point-
yeah, in a way.
I think,
I've never
to get back
really
to
analyzed it, honestly.
how people can think differently about things, it's like, you know, you just give to somebody and give and give and give and hope that maybe one day they will understand that, look, you know, this is not always going to be here. You know, I want to be here for you, I want to do good things for you, but you also gotta reciprocate, you know, you gotta give as well, or, you know, it's not just about taking.
Right.
But in the end, I still want good for you.
Right.
You know, you can fuck me over, you can screw
I-
me over,
Our audience
left
will
and
anyway.
right.
You can say fuck.
But
My shirt
honestly,
says fuck.
Fuck shirt.
I would not want anything bad to happen to you. Just live your life, and
Again, one of the lines of the song says, "Get out of my face," and then I have every reason to hate you, but I
right.
whoa.
It's,
And I think that's, I guess, what threw me too was, yeah, we talk about how dark this is, but really at the end, it's so dark that he can't go dark. He wants to be even darker to her,
But he's miserable.
but he's right. He is miserable.
yeah, I mean, that's not going to make you.
Well, love
heal
makes
as a
you miserable.
person.
Yes, I said it. Love makes you miserable. Okay.
Well,
That's pretty dark.
yeah, that's the darkest thing that's been said in this interview.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey, but yes, love makes you miserable.
Just keep digging that
I'm
hole,
mad
man.
at you know. Look, last week I celebrated 10 years, so I'm over that barrel now.
I was at 16, so.
Oh, I'm at 10. I'm happy. I'm well paid. All right. So I'm going to skip around a little bit because where I belong. I'll tell you a story first about where I belong. So I work with a couple of guys who are really into music, and I was telling them about doing this, and I started playing the album for them, and I played Where I Belong. And I've always admired your voice, but it actually gave me another way to look at your voice. Because he said, the guy that I was working with, he says, listen to that. And I'm listening. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you hear Shine down in there. And I'm like, what? He goes, this beginning of that sounds like Brett from Shine Down. And I never looked at it from that. So I played it back. I played it back. And
Well, what the hell is he doing stealing my stuff? I want to talk to him.
he's like, that is that Shine Down sound. He goes, it really sounds good. He said it, and I put your voice into that, but I think that song, more than even any song off of Agents of Absolution, really shows off your vote.
Oh,
your
thanks, man.
vote. It really does. To me.
It's more of a, I believe, instead of a performance and just a non-stop emotion, start to finish. You know, it's just like, you know, the lyrics I think are powerful. I think the only thing that can be done is to have a delivery that's just as powerful. And these guys, you know, again, the sum of the parts, they make that easy for me to live in that space where a vocalist needs to be. And, you know, kudos to them for, you know, finding that on their own pieces, you know, like, you know, the songs I don't think would be as interesting if Chris didn't throw in his fucking masterpiece solos, you know. Eric D, I mean, the man just, he's just got an ear for the right notes at the right time, and if they don't need to be there, they don't need to be there. He's just got, and his sound, I know he works very hard on finding that elusive sound that you sort of just travel from gig to gig with, you know, because every room's different acoustic
Sure.
spaces and stuff like that.
Sure.
And this guy constantly trying to fine-tune that sound, and kudos for that too. And Gyro, I mean, he knows how to match with Eric. I mean, they're like talking without even saying words, you know,
Mhm.
at this point.
And that's what it's all about. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's when you know you have something special as a project. is,
Right.
You know, when you can do that, when you don't have to talk, but he knows what he wants to do and.
And we don't talk. I mean,
No.
sometimes we yell at each other.
Right.
We throw things at each. We don't talk. We just don't talk. You know.
Well, that's fine. I mean, throw things at each
It's
other.
unspoken brilliance.
It's unspoken brilliance. So, I mean,
He's in a rare mood tonight. We got here and he's like, hey, can you give me bass lessons? And he's like, who's asking? And he's like, Bill. No!
Immediately.
I was like, damn.
Immediately.
Why would he want to listen to me?
Shut me right on down, man.
No, I'll slit your throat.
no. You think you're going to be better than me? No.
Yeah.
I think he needs to start drinking again.
But even where I belong, it sends you on that kind of roller coaster, like Reason to Hate does a little bit. You know?
I think it's a driving song, man.
Yes, it's.
If you
And
don't
it's-
feel like throwing your finger up at somebody and mashing the gas,
Yes.
you know, or, you know, maxing out the throttle.
You know,
And
I mean-
ballads don't make you do that normally. That one kind
I
of
think he's
does.
talking about Reason, aren't you?
Yeah, Reason.
Oh, I thought he went back.
Yeah, Reason is a ballad to him. I mean, you should hear the shit he listens to. You love that girl, don't you?
You switched gears. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying
It's
attention.
okay. It's all good.
It happens.
But like where I belong, I gave you everything and it was never enough, you know. And then when the world around you grows cold, remember I told you so. And it's like now you have to figure out you.
Yeah.
You know, I tried with this, but now I got, and that's why I just think this album is so much of the other side of what Agents Absolution is, and I think I'd like it even more because of that it was a different sound to it. It was a different meaning behind everything. And that you could take other meanings out of it. You know, you could take it, you know, for whatever it was. Was this a breakup? Was this a friendship? You know, that one bad.
Interpretation to the listener. You know.
Well, hence the title too, The Elephant in the Room. That's a total you know, you could look at it as it's something that you don't speak about, you know, to, you know, the typical
Sure.
definition, or to us, the elephant in the room refers to Tyke the elephant.
Right.
In fact, if you look at the back cover of the album, you'll see there she is, as an icon of an elephant. That's actually on a table, and we're sitting around him, or her. And I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but that's what that is.
And
So
there's like a
there's
little,
literally an elephant in the room, and then, you know.
Oh,
it's-
okay. I follow what you're saying. Now I follow what you're saying.
Right.
Yes, you can't. I don't know that you could see that
Yeah.
on there, but yes, it's them. They're in the background. The elephant is literally sitting. It's in the room. Now I understand a little bit more.
Genius.
It's
Yeah.
just. It's the stuff he comes up with.
He wakes up like this.
It was actually Chris's idea that with the elephant in the room.
It did. It came to me in a dream, honestly, it did. And then I told these guys at night, I think we had practice, I said, something just came to me, you know.
He called you all at 2 a.m. Woke up from the dream.
Never, no, I didn't do that. That's what the memo recorder on the iPhone is for. In fact, I was doing it the other night. You know, I'll sit there with the guitar in bed. You know, and I came up with another song the other night. But you know, and you know how this works. You don't know when inspiration's going to hit, because I can play there all day and everything I come up with is shit, right? And then right at the end, the 23rd and a half hour, and I'm ready to crash out, something cool comes out. I'm like, I gotta capture this because I won't remember it. I record it, and guess what? The next day, I go to try to play it, and I don't remember what I did.
Wow.
So I went back to my voice memo, and I was like, holy shit, I'm glad that I recorded it, because it would have been gone
that's
forever.
great.
You know, so
Right.
that's handy to,
You sleep with your axe?
sometimes.
Nice. I like it.
What's your name?
He's like,
There's a trunk in this.
Dedication.
he doesn't want it out on video that it's all the time. It's why he might. Yeah, sometimes, not all the time.
Let that be a lesson to the kids. Sleep with your axe.
It depends on the definition. You mean actually sleep like it's in the same bed, or just or have sex with it? I mean, there's that's what he's.
Wow.
That's the implication.
Whoa!
That's the
Look,
Now I know why he's so good at it.
Look,
Extra.
that's not what making beautiful music in bed means. But go ahead for it. all right.
G.
Note to self,
Hey,
never
you know-
carry guitars.
You know what they say about guitar players? They go through more G strings.
Oh, what?
Back to the band,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the band
to
stuff.
the music.
Under the Sun. Talk a little bit about that, where all that came from. I like the song. I don't know that I would say it's my favorite song on the album. We're getting ready to talk here in a minute about probably my favorite song on the album. But let's talk about Under the Sun first, and then we'll get to that one.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's a very atypical song. It follows no verse chorus formula at all, right? And
It follows nothing you guys have done. Like when I heard it, I was like, that's far beyond anything I've heard you ever do.
It is a little bit different that one.
Yeah, it's unique in that way. I think it's that it's a little bit different sound. Like you wouldn't, I wouldn't have pictured that sound coming.
It's a lot of fun to play, and I like how it starts out kind of mellow.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being mellow, and then it's got some fireworks sort of in the middle of it. But that one is a lot of fun to play.
And it's melodic too. It's got a good melody if you listen to it. It's got some classical chord progression stuff going on, and of course it's got a Megadeth part in the middle. It kind of goes everywhere, really.
Yes, life is a fantasy. It's doomed and you don't know it. I mean, again, it's just, but then it talks about, the better side of that to
Yeah.
a degree,
Well, it gives you a glimmer of hope in there. I think Steve added that. I didn't even know it was in there. I was like, here's this gloom and doom song, everything, but it has that, that it has that glimmer of hope. There's always that in our songs.
Dreams are illusions and nothing is safe under the sun,
Yeah.
But then it says nothing happens, I wanted to write this down. Without the sun is no hope. And I'm like, here he goes again.
Yeah. Well,
The sun was darkened, but then he said, there's hope with the sun.
Yeah.
Here he
What's-
goes again.
Tomorrow's another day, man.
kind of like you have everything in this life, but it's all ephemeral, it's all passing, all your goals and dreams, they will end, but, there's hope because maybe there's something after that. There's something that you can look forward to, so all is not lost. But, there's, again, I don't want to get too much into explanation of the lyrics because as you said, you can
It
read
should
them
be
and
up
you
to
can get a
other
different,
people, I think.
it means different things to different people too.
But it was just very, when I heard, because if you go, if you listen to the album, you listen to the album straight through, it goes from Reason to Hate, and then it goes into Under the Sun, and you're like, whoa. A lot of bands, that would have been the ending song on an album after, and because it's just different from the rest of the album. It's different than Agents of Absolution.
But the last one's
Oh.
more different.
That's right.
Oh,
So that's where it's more different, yes.
that is, last time we talked, and the last time we did this interview, I told you that I thought Stand Up and Fight was my favorite song.
Mhm.
Just because of what it said, the message that's in the song,
Mhm.
and the fact that I think that so much of people today won't do that.
Right.
They don't stand up and fight for anything. Then Behind the Walls came. Now, if you want to talk about the darker side, if you want to talk about the heavier side of this album, this is the song for you. This is absolutely and may be my favorite song on this album. I do like where you belong, again, from the vocal standpoint. It's funny because I think from, again, showcasing your talent and your vocals, I think Where I Belong does that the best maybe in this. But
There's more
as a
feeling
guy who is, look, it lives under a motto of filters are for water, they're not for people,
Right.
and it is in your face. Talk a little bit about, the making, when you were making, because that song's just,
Behind the Walls?
yes,
Yeah,
it's,
okay. Well, again, I think that depending on who you talk to, you might have a little different outlook on this song. But I think there are real scenarios out there that happen, and they happen behind walls, and I think sometimes life is not really what you expected it to be, and then once you really, the more you learn and learn, and it could be anywhere. I mean, it could be your neighbor might be something, that you didn't even know. You hear that many times, or it could be on a larger level.
It's on point, and it's also, it's the walls of the mind, but it's also physical walls, you know, and I actually look back at the words, because sometimes, you know, you write something and then, you know, obviously, and then Steve puts his and change, you know, and it was, you know, I'm looking at it, so where's, you know, what is the message of this song? And it is, you know, you got the psychological element, but you also have the looking at the world through rose-colored glasses thing. You know, when you're a child and you're not privy to like seeing all the horrors of the world, and then, you know, you're kind of shielded, and then you actually wake up into reality and you realize what the world is. That's a big wake-up call.
I told my wife when I heard this song, I said, this is the heavier side of Beautiful Lie. And that, in a way, in a way, it's that way. This isn't what you think it is. You know, everything's not. And then I also looked at it from another standpoint. And again, music folks, take what you want out of this. And I encourage you to really listen to this album, because you can take so much out of it. The one thing I also took out of it was, for instance, life goes on disguised as a dream. Well, that's the social media world we live in. You know, we've had a shit day, but at the end of the day I go, things were great, post.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't. And then when things do crash, everybody looks and says, how the hell did this happen?
Yeah, society's mask.
Yeah, it is. It's
the same
society's
thing.
mask. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is just about everything that goes, you know. And that's why I think I like it the most, is because it's telling you, look, this is what it is. It's not what you think it is. It's not, again, you can look at it through rose-colored glasses. But at the end of the day, it's not that. Take them off. Look at what's really going on here. And I think right now, with everything going on everywhere, you can literally say, let's all step back and really think about what's going on. Because we live in that world of reaction. You know, something happens, we want to react to it. Well, wait a minute, is that really what's going on? And when you do that, it just, you know, fatal attraction. It sucks you in, but it's not necessarily that. And to me, again, from being that darker side, that heavier side, I like the heavier side. When I heard this song, I was like, all right, this is my favorite song. I think this is absolutely. But in general, guys, this is I know Josh worked on the album, so I want to give Josh Clark some credit as well. I know he
Yeah, great.
helped produce the album with you guys as well. So I want to give him some credit and props on it as well. But really, guys, I can't wait to hear it tonight. I can't. If it's a toss between the three, if it's heavier, I'm all for it. Make it as heavy as it can be. But the thing that I like and the thing that I want to get out, and I guess I'll let you guys get out what you want to get out about the video, about the album as well, is listen to it and make out your own. Listen to the lyrics. I mean, listen to what it's saying, because so many times, and oh, it's a metal album. Well, it's not. Listen to it. It's not that typical metal album. Don't shut yourself off to it's a metal album. If you turn it on and you listen to Reason to Hate first, you may want to just stop. No, it's metal. It's not. It's much different. These guys speak from here. They speak from life lessons, and I can't express enough. 86bullets.com. Get both the albums. You can purchase both of the albums. You can put them through all Spotify and all that correct as well.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys close with a little bit about how you want to talk about the album, what you want to say, and then we'll go from there. And we'll talk a little bit about the 2 shows you have coming up at the end.
As far as the songs go, I mean, every song there pretty much fits somebody somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's their exact life.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's pretty much
You
it.
can find it from any aspect of any walk of life that you live in. You can relate to something in this album, in my opinion.
Yeah, anybody receptive to press play, I think they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Mhm.
You know, I don't think that it would be off-putting in any way.
No.
It'd be worth their,
A-
3
ab-
minutes of time.
Absolutely, it's absolutely, and again, I'm glad it's not more of the Agents of Absolution, it's showing another side of you
Yeah,
guys.
and I hope the next one does even a different side of it.
You got 3 months, can you do it in 3 months?
Probably not.
I mean, come on, 3 in a year.
We're
I
at the
think we
mercy
can,
of
I think we
others.
can, as long
You
as
think we can?
the schedule's, open.
Look at Eric, Eric's like, oh no, we can do this.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get this.
Eric's like, no. We're
I
doing
can't, I can't
this.
wait to work on the next one, because the next one, I think, it's gonna be really good.
Mhm.
We're really, the songwriting, the way we approach it, the stuff that we're doing in the songs, it's really culminating. It's really growing. I can't wait for the
There's
next
a
one.
good stew brewing.
Yeah, I got totally
the next one's gonna
agree
be-
with that, man. This is like, we're going in with these, we got another batch of 4 that we've got tracked and ready to, ready to record, but, I feel good about them all, like these, like Eric said, I mean, we keep gelling, we kind of know what our sound is. It's almost an unspoken thing, when we first got together, it was like, okay, what are we supposed to sound like almost, and now it's like, we got this, we know what our sounds, we know what our message is, and then, then we do it,
And I don't
so.
know that we consciously went in and said, let's make the next album a little darker. We didn't even have that conversation. I mean, I don't even think that that was an idea or the idea.
Well, I don't think, I
I think we just said, okay, which ones are the next ones that we would like to do?
Mhm.
Not really thinking at the album as a whole, but just like, which ones do we want to do next? You
Right,
know?
and I don't think as an artist you can think that. I don't think you can think, all right, we got to get darker now.
Right,
You've gotta-
because we
you
certainly
still-
have never talked about our third one that we've actually started working on it. I don't even remember which tunes we put on. I don't even know which tunes are on this one. I have to like, you're saying, which song, I don't even know what songs are on here, But,
Ladies and gentlemen, the best self-promoter ever, Eric.
we can edit that part out.
It's all right.
What the hell album is this anyway? I ain't never seen this.
Am I on this
I
record?
thought we were talking about this, our album.
Where am I?
And the word on the street is that we might be collaborating with yet another rock star for the next one. So
I
that's
like it.
that's really exciting. We might
I
keep
like
it a
it.
secret for now, but there is something special on the next one as well.
I like it.
Yeah, one thing, we can let one more thing out of the bag for you, is we don't have any ballads for this one. It's gonna be all rockers, all heavy, and, yeah. Not that we
Told you.
love our
Love is
ballads, but
painful.
hey, man, we're,
Oh, I love is painful. Get that out of there.
oh,
I mean, if we're going to talk about pain, let it be death. I don't know. Oh,
Oh, one song is actually about that.
See.
In a roundabout way.
All right, well, we got, last thing we'll talk about, 2 shows coming up relatively soon. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be at Saturday, but Saturday you're at 8x10
Yep.
with 2 Freaks. How are tickets going for that? Are you in good shape with that, or, I mean, have you seen?
There's not many left.
Yeah, that's
if
what I
somebody
was-
wants
yeah,
them, they
that's-
need to get on it
Yeah,
and get in there.
and
because they're
those
not
you can
wait shows,
purchase,
though.
yeah.
those you can purchase on your site.
on our
correct?
website, yes.
Right, the
Yes.
the next show at Sonoma's you cannot. You have to go through detoxing, correct?
I
That-
believe so.
You can
But
go on our
You can still go on our
website.
website. There's
It's
still a
through-
link.
Yeah, there's a link.
Okay, so there's a
Yes,
link to
yeah.
detoxing through, okay.
Yes.
Alright. And that is, forgive me, it's November 11th?
11.
Yeah.
November 11th.
Yeah,
That's
Sonoma's in
Sonoma's.
Columbia.
Right, that's Sonoma's in Columbia, which is where.
Home of the pre-party.
Yes, yes.
That's with Wild Street.
Yes, that's with Wild
Yeah.
Street.
Yep.
Very good band as well,
Yeah.
out of New York, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So November 11th, Sonoma's. This weekend, if you can get out, 2 Freaks at 8x10.
Dress up, costumes.
Yes, that's the other thing. Remember, dress up, costume contest. Man, I haven't been 8x10 in a while.
That's,
I am not.
I remember that from back in the day.
I was like, wow. And a buddy of mine was talking about it today. I was like, he goes, I haven't been 8x10 in a couple of years. I'm like, yeah, I haven't been in a couple of years, times a couple. I said, I don't think I've been 8x10 in a long while.
It's one of those good venues that's been around, managed to maintain or at least grow even over
Mm-hmm.
the years where so many others have kind of shut down.
And again, Bill, the manager of this band, Bill Massey, also again, part of Ignite the Scene. Check out Ignite the Scene on Facebook as well. If you love music and you love what the scene is doing, and you love wanting to make sure that everybody knows about it, check Ignite the Scene out. You can check us out as well. We're working to get this out there. Guys, this has been 86bullets.com, I'm sorry, last thing, 86bullets.com, as well as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
Okay. I'm not a Twitter guy, so wasn't sure.
What is Twitter anyway? I mean, Twitter is.
I thought it was what a bird does. Isn't it what a bird does?
I know there's a lot of fake accounts on there, I know that.
Guys, this has been a lot of fun. We're going to hang around for a little bit. I know you guys are getting ready to get up on stage and play a little bit. We're going to hang around for a little bit. But guys, check these guys out. It's absolutely great. Thanks, guys. This has
Thank
been
you.
a blast.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Can't wait for album number 3. It'll be out Christmas. Oh, they'll kill me for it. But guys, I can't wait to hear the next album. Check out this album. They can get it out to you in no time. Just purchase the album or go on to Spotify, whatever you use social media wise is for your music. You can get it on any of those. All right, guys, thanks a lot.
Hey,
Talk
thanks
to you
for
later.
watching.
All right.
Thank you.
I shook that feeling long ago, and I'm moving on. Now that you are far and gone, it's time to find out where I belong.